Happy Thursday? Eh, well, this morning or today, I'm not sure when you listen to this, but when you're listening to this, we're dealing with 2 Samuel chapter 9. Back in 1 Samuel chapter 20, however, we saw David make a covenant with Jonathan, the son of Saul. And here is David looking to make good on his commitment to Jonathan. He wanted to show hesed. Again, that's the verb that's here. It's the word that's used. David wants to show steadfast love and kindness. He's looking to image God's hesed towards him. Again, earlier in 2 Samuel chapter 4, we would have read of Jonathan's son, Mephibosheth. It's a word I really don't like trying to say multiple times. So I'm just going to call him M for the rest of today. M was someone permanently disabled by a childhood accident. Basically, when his nurse, his nanny, heard the news that his dad and grandpa had died in battle, the nurse heard the news, dropped him, and he became crippled in both feet, both legs. So David, he's trying to, is there anyone that I can show hesed to because of my covenant, my commitment, my friendship, my loyalty to Jonathan? And so he brings in a former servant of Saul, says, is there any family of Saul left? And David finds out about M and brings M to Jerusalem. And we see M bowing down to David, which again likely would have been difficult due to his injuries, to his infirmity. He probably had some fear because, again, custom was if there's a new regime, there's a new dynasty, they would kill off anyone from the old dynasty, the other lineage. David, though, looks to calm his fears and says no. And he gives basically kind of title of what had been the land of his family. But he gets it as a royal grant from David and the invitation to sit at the royal table kind of as one of David's sons. So again, this is not David bringing, Jonathan's son into his family kind of as an adoption thing, but there's a status, there's a fellowship, there's an invitation to a relationship and to security that is coming with this. And then David names Saul's servant to steward the lands because Jonathan's son in his just physical condition would not be able to run the lands and things. And so David appoints this servant who we'll see again as we go on, names the servant to steward these lands. Just want to bring, again, it's an obvious application. It's one of just keeping our word. Here we have David out of covenant loyalty to Jonathan at his expense, keeping his word. And so why do we do this? Why would David want to do this? Ultimately, it's because God keeps his word to us. Again, we go back to talked about yesterday, God's faithfulness. God makes promises. God is going to fulfill them. We don't always see how. We don't always see when it's going to happen. We don't kind of have advance notice sometimes, but God keeps his word. And so I want to encourage you, challenge us to keep our word. Again, sometimes we make promises and circumstances go outside of our ability. David had made a promise to Jonathan, and all of Jonathan's family, Saul's family, killed in battle. Circumstance, David wasn't there. He couldn't do anything. So there's circumstances that were beyond David's control, but he's still looking to fulfill his commitment as best he could, to the fullest that he could, because God keeps his word. That's the ultimate root. So again, just ask God, reflect on, are there places, are there people that you have, say, a debt owing to keep your word to them? Or if you need to give a promise to someone today, only say it, only give it if you are truly committed to following through. May the Lord bless you and keep you today. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious to you, and today would you know his peace. God bless.